Oh yeah, distracting enough for you? Anyway, hi. The reason for all this is because apparently on my Ghostbusters review, someone told me that the earphones, these things down here that are kind of hidden, were distracting. So, I was like, huh, if something's distracting, that means they can't hear the crappy review I'm about to do, so... Oh, and another thing that's even more distracting, these headphones, they're in the wrong ears. Oh yeah, think about that the whole video. Yeah, you gotta think about that now. You're gonna be like, oh god, that's horrible. Wrong ears? Ugh, it's terrible. Anyway, okay, the review is gonna be about a movie. Another Jim Carrey movie that I saw today that wasn't really a comedy, it was more of like a... I don't really know how to describe it, it was really strange. It's called Eternal Sunset of the Spotless Mind. And going into it, I didn't know what to think. My brother told me it was an amazing movie, and I was like, of course it is. It's got Jim Carrey. But then I went into it, and I was like, okay, so this starts off pretty interesting. And then it's got Jim Carrey, just like an average guy, again. And he meets this girl on a beach. And then, like, she's kind of weird, but he kind of likes her. I don't know why, but maybe he just likes that, the weirdness. I don't know. But, and then, like, this is where it starts to get really confusing. Then they're on a train ride home, and that's not confusing. And then, you know, and when they get off, I don't know where the heck this happens, but, like, he apparently just, like, drives up next to her somewhere way down the road and says, hey, do you need a ride? And she's like, oh, well, yeah, sure, why not? And drive me to my house and blah, blah, blah. And then they get to her house, and then just have some drinks, blah, blah. Then they go out another day. I'm suspecting it's another day. I'm not really sure. And then they go to, like, this ice, like, the lake that's frozen over, and then they go on the lake and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, he drives her home, and then she says, can I come over to your house to sleep? And he's like, sure. She's like, okay, well, let me go into my house real quick to get a couple things. And then she goes in. A random guy comes up to his car and says, are you okay, dude? Why are you here? Ah, voice crack. Yay! Like this video for the voice crack. Yeah, voice crack. Anyway, no, yeah, he, like, comes up to his car and's like, hey, why are you here, man? Blah, blah, blah. And this is where it gets really, really confusing. Then right after that, that guy disappears, and it just shows Jim Carrey crying. And I was like, what? It was really confusing. And then I was like, okay, whatever, maybe it'll explain it later. And then he drives on down the road, and then he just, like, starts driving with this tape playing, a really sad tape, and then he throws it out the window, blah, blah, blah. The next day, or I'm suspecting it's, I have no clue when in the timeline this is, but he's at his friend's house, and he's talking to his friend and his friend's wife, about the girl, and he's saying, like, how he saw her and brought her a gift, and apparently she was, like, all didn't, or felt like, or acted like she didn't know him, and then he finds out that she got her memory erased of him. Like, she got her memory erased of him for whatever reason. Like, apparently she was getting bored of him or something. He was boring her. She didn't feel right with him or something. And then he goes to the place where she got her memory erased, and they start telling him that they can erase his memory of her. And this was really confusing to me. I had no clue when in the timeline this was. And then you find out that they had been dating for, like, a couple of years or something, like a year or so. I'm just like, when did this happen? What? What? Okay then, whatever. And then, like, okay. And then the guy's like, okay, bring me all the stuff that reminds you of her so that we can help you erase your memory of her. He brings the stuff to them, they do this weird thing, and then they're like, okay, the next night when you get home, or tonight when you get home, you just go to sleep normally, and our technicians will come to your house and erase your memory of her while you're dreaming. And then when you wake up, you will remember nothing of her. And he's like, okay, normal enough. And then he goes home, falls asleep, blah, blah, blah. And then it skips to, like, a weird thing where they're like she's got completely different color hair, and they're dating or something, and then it's slowly erasing all the memories. Like, at first it starts erasing all the bad memories, but then it starts erasing good memories, and he realizes that he doesn't want all the memories erased, he just wants the bad ones, and then he realizes that he doesn't want any of them erased, because he just doesn't want to forget her, he wants to keep her in his life. And then he's trying to, like, stop them from erasing his memory, but he can't wake up. So he's trying to, like, take her in his memory, because he can move around in his dream world like he knows what he's doing. And he tries to take her in his dream to somewhere that they can't find him. Like, apparently in his mind that they can't find him, that they didn't know about, somewhere that they couldn't find him or something. And then it gets all weird, and it's really confusing movie. I'm just gonna say that it was so confusing. I was like sitting there like, what just happened? I have no freaking clue. It's a great movie. It's really entertaining to watch. It's really interesting, and it was a really sweet movie and all. But I was just so confused, and I'm not that stupid, so I can't imagine like someone that's like extremely stupid to watch this movie, because they would go insane. I mean, it was a really sweet, good movie. It had some really funny parts, actually. It wasn't. I don't think it was meant to be a comedy. I'm not guessing it was, because it didn't seem very comedy-ish. But then when he wakes up, he finds out that he didn't find out, but he doesn't remember anything. It did work. All the stuff got erased because he couldn't find a way out of it, and then it goes back to the beginning of the movie, the exact beginning of the movie, and that's where the beginning of the movie came from. He had met her again, even though after they had gotten their memories erased. And then a girl that earlier in the story found out that her memory was erased from someone was like, oh my gosh, and she found all the files, and she sent them back to everybody that got their mind erased, and then the girl... the main girl, I don't even remember her name. I don't remember the guy's name. Wow, but the main girl, the girl that Jim Carrey was dating in the movie, gets the tape back, because they have to record something for them to record, like, talking about the person that they want their mind erased of. And they find the thing, and it was really confusing, but in the end they fall in love, and blah, 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 blah. It was an interesting movie. I kind of liked it. Strangely enough, I liked it. I didn't think that... I thought at the beginning, I thought it was going to be funny, and then I was going to like it, and blah, blah, blah. But then, at the end, I was like, what just happened? What? Did someone put something in my drink? That's what I was thinking. No, but it was really confusing. A really weird movie, but it was really entertaining to watch, and I would definitely suggest watching it, even though I just spoiled it for you. But it's still interesting to watch, all the stuff that happens. Really interesting. Yeah. So I would give it... 3 aluminum foil hats out of 5. Like the things that you protect your head from the aliens from, you know, like in weird... I saw it in Infamous, and yeah. 3 aluminum hats out of 5. It's a good movie. It's definitely a watch, but it's nothing amazing. Or 3.5. You know what? Yeah. 3.5 aluminum hats out of 5. 3.5. That's it. 3.5. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go. Sorry. Anyway. Was I distracting enough for you? Hopefully you didn't hear anything I just said, because that was a horrible review. Anyway, see you guys. Bye. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. So, just clearing that up. A little late, don't you think?